So you're a billionaire, and you have a constant giant target on your back. Think about it. The masses are envious of you and want what you have. Hackers could weasel their way in and drain all your bank accounts. Your many mansions are filled with priceless items that could support a thief for a lifetime. People in your inner circle could easily blackmail you if they're able to find out your deepest, darkest secrets. Traveling is way more dangerous for someone like you. You can't even fly commercial because you can't risk being around the swine. One day you could be living your life and next thing you know, you're getting pulled into a van, kidnapped, and held for ransom. And the same risk goes for your family. When you're that rich, everyone around you is secretly waiting for their chance to extort, rob, or murder you. And that is why you need to invest a lot of money into security as a billionaire, but it's not gonna come cheap. To give you context, to hire some former special forces killer to be your armed security guard 24/7 can cost you over $20,000 a month.
And I had security with a dude with a machine gun for 2 years. 20 grand a month, 25 grand a month.
For a guy with a machine gun?
And that is just for one dude, so it's easy to see how quickly these expenses add up. Apple CEO Tim Cook spent well over $500,000 on security expenses on the ground in 2022, and another $760,000 on private aircrafts to keep him safe in the skies. Larry Ellison, the chairman of Oracle, spent $1.5 million on security for just one of his residences. The CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, made a salary of around $10 million in 2021. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, nearly half of that money had to go straight into personal security, $4.3 million to be exact. He decided to up his security spending after a woman shot 3 people at the YouTube headquarters just a few years earlier. And he's not the only one. Recently, billionaires have been spending way more money on insane security measures as the gap between the have and the have-nots widens, and their countermeasures get pretty extreme. Take beefing up your home, for example. A simple home security system for the average pleb is just not gonna cut it. First, you need to have cameras covering every inch of your property, along with a main command center where a security guard can watch everything at all times. A footstep detector will help too. Next, you gotta rig the place with low-key systems to stop intruders in their tracks like fog blasters and sirens. Then you gotta build a panic room with bulletproof walls and plenty of supplies just in case you gotta barricade yourself in your home for an extended period of time. Lastly, you need a helicopter pad on the rooftop, just in case you gotta make a quick getaway in case all else fails. And then you have to recreate all these countermeasures at every single property you own, including on your private planes and yachts. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. So stay dangerous, subscribe for more, and this is how to protect a billionaire. Billionaires may be overpaying for their security, but that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is overpaying for shipping when you could be getting up to 89% off with today's sponsor, ShipStation. ShipStation does not just reduce shipping costs for your e-commerce business, it also reduces stress and frees up your time by automating most of your manual shipping work. And ShipStation hooks you up with the best shipping rates out there, with up to 89% off from top carriers like UPS, USPS, and DHL Express. 130,000 companies, including Joe Rogan's brand Onnit, use ShipStation. And if you want to get started, signing up for the free trial is super easy and takes less than 5 minutes. First, create an account, then you connect your merchant accounts like Shopify, eBay, Etsy, or Amazon. ShipStation supports most marketplaces and stores. And finally, you connect your shipping carrier account or you choose a new carrier. And that's it. Now you can ship stuff quicker with less headache. This includes instant tracking updates, a tool for carrier price comparison. You can create end-of-day force and schedule carrier pickups. You can view multi-channel shipping and product analytics. You can have custom emails and packing slip templates, and even branded tracking pages. So get your 60-day free trial by going to shipstation.com/JakeTran today with the link below. That's shipstation.com/JakeTran for a free 60-day trial with the link below. So you're Jeff Bezos. You're worth hundreds of billions of dollars and counting, making you one of the wealthiest billionaires on the planet, and unfortunately also one of the most hated, which is why you became one of the biggest security spenders in the world. Back in 2017, Amazon spent $1.6 million on security just for you, and you haven't slowed down. You have bulletproof panels installed in your office that can withstand fire from rifle rounds, plus you have an entire team of security personnel surrounding you at all times. At one point, you had 9 different daily bodyguards who would follow you around everywhere in 3 separate limos. And that all sounds a little extreme, but it's absolutely nothing compared to what Mark Zuckerberg is doing right now. The social media CEO and multi-billionaire spends more than anyone else on security. Meta shells out $14 million every year on protecting Mark Zuckerberg. That's around 9 times more than what Jeff Bezos spends. This is the cost of being the most hated billionaire on the planet. Video coming soon. All that cash pays for around-the-clock 24/7 protection for him, his family, and his properties. And he also has crazy amounts of security wherever he travels. He's invested a good chunk into making his homes impenetrable, complete with panic rooms and emergency escape routes. There's never even a second when Zuckerberg isn't surrounded by armed security guards. It's the most elite protection that money can buy. Short of a well-placed sniper round, he's practically untouchable, and he's only spending more on security with every passing year. But it's not just business billionaires that have to take it this extreme. It might even be worse for celebrity billionaires and non-billionaire celebrities alike. So you're a famous celebrity. Strangers know exactly who you are from a mile away, and they will do whatever it takes to get close to you. You can't even step foot in public without being hounded by crowds. And it's not just an annoying inconvenience, it's also super dangerous. You never know what a crazy fan is gonna do to you.
Tejano music queen Selena has been gunned down.
This entire half hour will be devoted to the murder of John Lennon, ex-Beatle, one of the best-known musicians and most influential people of his time. Lennon was shot and killed at about 11 o'clock last night outside his apartment building.
Christina Grimmie, the rising young voice star, gunned down at a performance. New details now on those final moments that awful night, and new insights on how hard it is to keep performers safe.
And that's why you need to take intense precautions to keep yourself safe as a celebrity. And the most famous celebrities go to the extreme with their security, like Kim and Kanye. Not only do they have a combined net worth of over $2 billion, but they're two of the most recognizable faces on the planet. Everyone and their mother knows who they are. So of course they're constantly surrounded by a team of security guards wherever they go. But after Kim got mugged in Paris in 2017, the pair really upped their security game.
Right as I was about to fall asleep, I heard guys running up the stairs. They wanted my ring and my jewelry, so I didn't fight back. I just gave them everything, and they tied me up. They wrapped duct tape over my eyes and my mouth. It was the scariest thing I've ever been through in my entire life, just thinking that, you're about to die.
That's when they decided that they needed to upgrade to the most extreme protection that money can buy. So they got armored vehicles that are pretty much street legal tanks, costing over $1 million per car. And to protect their fleet of luxury bulletproof vehicles, Kim and Kanye had to build a security station just for their garage with guards on duty 24/7. Interviewers who entered their home described it as having layers of Pentagon-level security. But they aren't just protecting themselves, they also have 4 equally recognizable children that they need to keep safe from all the psychos. Kanye allegedly pays over $1 million per year for security for just his one daughter, Northwest. Kim also started paying out of pocket for extra security to stay on guard at her kids' private school. When the pair were having their 3rd child, they moved their surrogate into a gated property with security cameras everywhere, while paying $2 million to have 6 security guards watch over her constantly throughout the whole 9 months. And Kim is not the only one. Kylie Jenner spends up to $400,000 every single month just on personal security. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have similar protocols to keep their families safe. The couple spent a record-breaking $88 million on security renovations for their Bel Air mansion. The remodeling included extra living quarters attached to the property just for their team of security guards to live in. 5 of the closest bodyguards to the family are former intelligence agents, and when they go on tour, they hire a security team of up to 500 professionals, and they go all out to make sure nobody gets to their kids too. They had a 10-person security team policing the hallways of a hospital as their first daughter Blue Ivy was being born, and it just escalated from there. At age 3, she would be dropped off at preschool by 3 bodyguards in multiple cars. There was so much protection around her that it would literally cause traffic jams outside the school on a daily basis. In reality, who knows if these celebrities actually need this much security, or they're just partially doing it to flex, like with Kanye's fleet of armored cars. It's probably a mix of both. But what happens when you're not just a billionaire or celebrity, but you're the biggest target in America? What kind of security do you require if you're a president? So you're the president of the United States, and whether you're loved or hated, you are constantly at risk of assassination. Obviously, you're surrounded by the best security in the world during your years in office. But what happens after your term is up? Well, that security does not just go away. Nope, former presidents and their families are entitled to lifetime protection by the best in the business, the Secret Service. When George W. Bush wrapped up his presidency, he had 75 officers keeping watch over him and his wife around the clock. And for a while, the extreme security details of former presidents only lasted a decade to save money, but then Obama reinstated lifetime protection. As long as you're a president, you will always be entitled to Secret Service protection, and it is expensive. Just look at Donald Trump. He has one of the priciest security details in history, and he doesn't have to pay a cent for it since he was the president. In his first 100 days in power, he spent $20 million on security and travel costs, which is close to how much Obama spent during his 8 years as president. And due to his notoriety, Congress allocated an extra $120 million just to protect the Trump family just in his first year in office. The security extended to his adult children on their travels around the world, which is completely unprecedented.
And then you've also seen Trump's sons take some business-related trips, which required very extensive security on the government dime, meaning taxpayers.
Over the course of just 2 years, the Trump family took over 4,500 trips and had the Secret Service by their side the entire time, which costed you and I tens of millions of dollars in taxes. And that spending on Trump's security has not slowed down since he left office. The Secret Service spent around $1.3 million just to protect him as he traveled between his homes in Jersey and Florida. And that's only a tiny portion of the money the government is spending to keep him safe. And even after his recent legal troubles, he's still entitled to the country's most elite security. Even if he ends up in prison, Secret Service agents will still be posted up right outside his cell. Trump will have the Secret Service by his side until the day he dies. Now, although it may sound kinda cool to ride around in armored vehicles and to have trained killers guarding you all the time, I know it sounds cool to me, but in actuality, having to live life like this absolutely sucks. Imagine if you had to be Mark Zuckerberg or any of the other people we mentioned in this video. Imagine if you had to be constantly paranoid that at any moment, you could get killed, your family could get killed, or your family could be kidnapped just to get a ransom out of you. Imagine if critics and fans were just constantly bombarding you everywhere you go, filming your every move in public, and that you never know if any of them will actually try to attack you. These celebrities and billionaires may have money, but they sure do not have peace of mind, and that is the real cost of fame. And the crazy part is that a lot of these famous people may have a big net worth, but in reality, most of them don't actually make that much cash flow every month. They're not making that much income every month.
Most of the time, their income streams are very short-lived, so that maybe they have a movie that does well or they have one album that does well. But it's a very stressful situation because if you've just suddenly made, a large sum of income in one short time frame, what happens after that short time frame? Now you're like sitting around and you don't have new income coming in. And so oftentimes they become very financially stressed. I've never found a celebrity who's not extremely stressed about their income, even the ones that are multi-billionaires or whatever.
So imagine you get famous, but then your income stops. Well, you have to keep paying for your security detail unless you wanted to get attacked. So getting slapped with a giant bill for your security detail every month when you don't have that much money coming in has got to be really stressful. And that's why a lot of quote-unquote rich people go broke from having a ton of recurring expenses like this. And that's why the real winners are the rich and powerful that you don't know about. The rich and powerful that stay under the radar, that maybe only has to pay for 1 or 2 security guards and that's it. And what is the best way to create wealth from nothing without needing a bunch of money or experience to start, while being able to stay under the radar? Well, speaking from my experience of making money like this over the past 6 years, the best way is with a faceless YouTube channel like this. I obviously learned this a little too late being that my channel is named after me, but that is why I started my other channels. In fact, I just finished hosting my first ever 6-week faceless income challenge, where I took 1,000 people who are just like you, viewers from all over the world. I showed them everything I learned about making money from YouTube like this over the past 6 years, and the results all these people have been getting from their very first YouTube channel have been amazing. Student videos are getting picked up by the YouTube algorithm from nothing. There are students getting their first ever 4-figure sponsor spots, and some of these channels are just straight up amazing. And now that I've been able to really refine the system, and I've been able to prove that this stuff works for anyone in any situation, I'm looking for a few more people to work closely with who want to be able to earn a full-time income from their home. If you're interested, just click the second link in the description and DM me the word YouTube on my Instagram and I will send you all the details. I only have one Instagram account, by the way. Make sure you're talking to @JakeTran spelled exactly like that. Everything else is fake. So yeah, just DM me the word YouTube on my Instagram with the second link below and I will send you all the details.